Getting a tattoo has almost become a rite of passage. But for people with black and brown skin tones, getting that perfect ink can be stressful. For darker complexions, tattoos that fade and muddy over time are common, and the ink doesn't always come out like the sketches on the parlor walls.
Brown skin's a bit of a study because I'm telling you, we have been brainwashed with this flash on white paper. When you work on darker skin, you have to adjust your design to the color of the skin.
Tattoo flashes are some of the earliest depictions of tattoo art. They were almost always done on white paper and still are today. These images are plastered all over tattoo shops and, more modernly, on Instagram accounts. In the age of Instagram, white skin is a real-life substitute for flash paper. The colors pop and the lines are strong. Because hardly any flashes are done against brown paper or skin, this can cause a huge problem for customers of darker complexions, because the tattoos they select might not always come out like the flash indicates. Tattoos can fade or misshapen over time. Even top tattoo artists shy away from darker canvases because of this.
I don't want the dark canvases. They take away half your skill sets. My stuff is dark and creepy. I don't want to go that dark on dark skin. This is not the canvas for me.
In 2016, tattoo artist Caitlin Thomas told NPR that she edits her photos to make her client's skin tone appear lighter, and that this was part of her branding strategy. She said that while she does tattoo clients of darker complexions, it's, quote, not her responsibility to show diversity through her page. When Insider reached out for comment, Thomas told us that her views in 2016 were naive, noting that her privilege prevented her from seeing her tattoo photos as anything more than advertisement, and, quote, everyone is responsible for promoting diversity. And while Thomas said she never intended to exclude any group, she does admit that her account isn't very diverse, which, she told Insider, is a result of her building a certain type of clientele over the years. But there's a rising community of tattoo artists in the United States who are making sure all of their clients get a long-lasting tat, no matter their shade.
When I first got started, I happened to come across the shop which I did my apprenticeship under, was another black artist. The other artists in the area, pretty much predominantly white, wouldn't give me a chance.
Christopher Mensah is a tattoo artist at Signature Art Studios in College Park, Maryland. For color pieces on darker complexions, Mensah goes over the area several times to get the blending just right and to prevent fading down the line.
One thing is bigger is better. The amount of detail that's in something smaller on brown skin, in order for it to translate and be visual years down the road, you gotta do it larger. The misconception is to put a lot of detail. Having that translate on brown skin in the long term kind of gets fuzzy and muddied up, but if you kind of give it more of that fuzzier look to begin with, I think it will translate better.
Mensa works one-on-one with customers to create the right tattoo for their desired style and skin tone.
So I was born and raised in DC, and honestly, like, who doesn't know Chris? He's like a known person, a known tattoo artist in this area. He's inspired, I think, by tattooing people of color. He's like my tattoo artist for life.
He's inspired by other prominent black tattoo artists, like Zulu and Maya Bailey.
As far as other artists that I admire in the industry, I have to start off with Jacqui Gresham. She was a big inspiration flipping through magazines back in the day because I didn't see anybody of color.
I started tattooing in 1972. What actually made me start tattooing is I felt that women were getting a bad shake on the tattoos. When I got into the business, women were only getting roses, butterflies, and the guys that were doing it would only do 2 colors. When I would do like 6 colors when I got into business. It was difficult for me to break into the industry. It helped that I was a woman wearing short shorts back then, but how I really learned to tattoo was I went to the best artists in the business at the time and paid to get tattoos.
When she started, Jacqui Gresham, who is now in her 70s, was one of the first African-American female tattoo artists in the United States. She also runs Art Accent Tattoos, the oldest tattoo shop in New Orleans. After losing her home in Hurricane Katrina, Gresham now commutes 50 miles to her shop about 3 times a week for her appointment-only sessions. Gresham draws and customizes pieces by hand,
I will look on the computer for reference, but generally I hand draw everything because I want to keep the art flowing. A lot of the people, I mean, they just print out a design, and I feel that's like cheating. A part of me has to be in every tattoo.
When it comes to brown skin, the tattoo artist says that even the greatest can get it wrong.
Ed Hardy did this piece, and look at how tight it is. The problem with that tattoo was it was too small for the amount of detail that's in it. So if you're a darker skinned person, you want a bolder line. And a lot of times I'll highlight it with white. It can help pop it out.
As for color, Gresham suggests picking or substituting a hue that stands out on your complexion.
A lot of them don't work on brown skin if you're using a darker tone of it, you know, like a purple. People always want purple. Purple's a great color, but you better put some white in there to help pop it out.
Both Gresham and Mensa tattoo and showcase work on all complexions, but their experience with darker tones make them a viable asset to the tattoo world.
I think if they don't have brown skin in their portfolio, then maybe they shouldn't be tattooing brown skin. What I see is people come in and they want the money, but they don't have the ability to do the job.
Honestly, I really don't have anything to say to those who don't want to showcase brown skin in their portfolio. If that's not their niche, then that's not their niche. You know, you can leave that for the people who do want to do it. And, you know, I'll gladly take them.